Welcome back to another episode of Talking Sports with your boy DP. And yeah, I'm back again like I left something. Been a little minute, especially since I talked about the Miami Hurricanes. Let's get it. It's all about you. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk a little bit about them Canes, man. And today I really just wanted to go over some of the players that are participating in the spring practice this off season. Some guys to look out for, some guys to watch, few transfers, a few returning players, you feel me? Guys that you should expect to see in this spring game, you feel me? Or any clips or whatever they put out in practice, or any news they come out with in practice, you feel me? Because we got some guys that's hurt, you feel me? Guys like Carson Beck, he won't be participating in the spring game. We got guys like CJ Daniels, I don't think he would be participating in the spring game. A few cornerbacks. Who else? I can't think of who else will not be participating. Oh yeah, Bobby Washington, he will not be participating in the spring game. But today we're gonna focus on offense, guys. To look out for our offense, guys, to expect, and what we have returning. You feel me, for the 2025 football season, to see what we rocking with as of now going to the spring. Because mind you, the roster is not gonna look like this completely by the time we get to fall. Ain't no telling what additions will be made or who will enter the transfer portal after the spring camp over with. So we shall see. So today I'm gonna start off, going over, some of the offensive players that you should expect to see or hear about in this spring camp this off season. And I'm gonna do a part 2 on the defense probably the next day, you feel me? But I'm gonna get it to you. I'm gonna just say it like that. But we're going to start off with no other than my guy, Emory Williams. Now, Emory Williams had a disappointing performance in the bowl game. But hey, me personally, I don't feel like it was all on him. I don't feel like he was getting the best play calling to, help him succeed. They didn't really allow him to attack down the field as they should have. But nevertheless, from what I've seen to him in prior, when he played against Clemson, when he played against Florida State, he showed a lot of heart and he showed a lot of promise in those games. It wasn't no world-beating numbers. It wasn't no crazy numbers. But Emory Williams is a guy that's returning. I want to say it's his 3rd season under the Shannon Dawson offense, so he should know the playbook better than anybody else on this roster. He's going to be competing with some young guns, I want to say, for the second-string quarterback position, because let's be honest, Carson Beck more than likely is going to be the starting quarterback when he returns in the fall, because he can't throw right now in the spring. But as of now, Emory Williams, I want to say his freshman season, he had 470 passing yards, 6.6 yards per pass, 3 passing touchdowns, 1 INT. He had to come in for TVD in those games with TVD. I want to say he was injured and was looking very shaky that whole season. And this past year, he didn't get much playing time. More so, I want to blame the Miami defense. They didn't give a chance for us to see a lot of the younger guys get out there on the field, because we couldn't blow anybody out. We couldn't pull away from anybody because people kept scoring on us. But last year, Emory Williams had 187 passing yards, 1 pass TD, 1 INT. So, next person we're going to talk about is Mr. Judd Anderson. Now, Judd Anderson was a freshman last year, got a lot of reps on the scout team. So, a lot of people might have seen the young man on the scout team and seen him in the spring game throw an INT and not look that great. But hey, man, he was playing with the scout team. Man, he was a true freshman. He needed some kinks in his game, some more, you feel me, weapons in his armor, if we're going to say it like that. And I've been hearing and been seeing on social media that Judd Anderson been in the lab, been putting in that work. He maybe have got him a quarterback coach, to develop his game even further. You feel me? So we gonna see, man. We gonna see what Judd Anderson do. He's got a lot of size also. They got him listed on ESPN at 6'6", but I seen him in person. The Joker look like he's about 6'7", 6'8". This is a big, tall young man. You feel me? I'm looking forward to see the development that Judd Anderson has had. And then a lot of people fan favorite coming in as a true freshman, Luke Nickel, a highly rated quarterback coming out of the state of Georgia, won 2 state championships in his high school in the state of Georgia. Now, what you did in high school at this point, it really don't mean nothing no more, man. We gotta see what you're gonna do in college ball, in this college world. Now, can Luke Nickel really be a threat for the second string quarterback position? Hey, maybe he can. Maybe Coach Dawson and Coach Mario want to get him out there to get him some looks and move on with the future. Or maybe he might need, to get used to the speed of college football. Maybe he got to get ready for that. But I want to say he a 4-star, the 16th best quarterback in the nation, and the 35th best player in the state of Georgia. So that's Luke Nickel. Now we're gonna move on to the running backs, man. Let's talk about my dog. Put him on a stretcher, Mark Fletcher. Now Mark Fletcher, he had a pretty good season last year. Honestly, his freshman season was not bad at all neither. Freshman season, he finished the season. Let me get to that. Okay. Freshman season, he finished the season with 514 rushing yards, 4.9 yards per carry, 5 rushing TDs, and had a long rush of 54 yards. And this past season, he had 112 carries, 607 rushing yards, 5.4 yards per carry, 9 rushing TDs. And one thing I also want to say about Mark Fletcher, I think it's really his time to be able to be that number one back, to be the main guy. He's a very good pass blocking running back also, and he also can catch out of the backfield. So he's gonna be a key weapon into next season. I feel like he's gonna be a big help and a big factor to Carson Beck. And make Carson Beck life a little easy. Carson Beck didn't have a easy life last year at Georgia because their running game sucked. And let's be honest, our running game was doing what it do last year. We had one of the best running games in the nation last year. And now that I want to say Mark Fletcher, more than likely he will be sharing the load with his partner in crime, Jordan Lyle, who we'll be talking about also soon. I feel like he's really going to show that he's ready to be that guy, that number one guy. Because honestly, last year, I feel like it was sometimes where he should have got more carries than he gotten. Because when he was running that rock, he was running the football hard. And he didn't want to be stopped. But what I will say, the only main problem that I have with Mark Fletcher, you got to take care of that football. I don't seen him fumble maybe 2-3 times in his career. So we got to be better with the football. We got to protect that thing, baby. But Mark Fletcher should have a big year. He had a full season last year, played the whole season, and he was healthy the whole season. So he showed he could stay healthy. And now he's going to have a chance to have a full spring and to get bigger, stronger, faster. You feel me? So with that being said, now we're going to talk about the freshman phenom from last year, Jordan Lyle. Man, Jordan Lyle's getting busy last year, and he's a unique running back. He can do a little bit of everything. He can use some power, or he can finesse you, get up out of there, or use some speed. Feel me? The young man had a 90-plus yard rushing touchdown, the longest of the season, and he was getting busy all year. He had a total of 54 carries, 400 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 7.4 yards per carry. So now he's going to get a chance to get more opportunities out there on the football field. So I'd like to see what he do in the spring. I'd like to hear about what's going on with my guy Jordan Lyle this offseason and this spring. So Canes fans, we got some weapons, man. We got some guys to work with. I feel like this is going to be a season where we pretty much focus on the run game. We're going to let the run game be our strength, because it'll do Carson Beck a big favor for the simple fact he got a good percentage when he doing play action passes and stuff of that nature, plays of that nature, and having an efficient, can't even get the word out, having an effective running game will really help out Carson Beck in that nature. So let's see what these running backs do. We also got here my boy Chris Wheatley Humphrey, aka Hellcat. He didn't get much opportunities last year, really didn't get to see the field. We had a loaded backfield, so it's very understandable. But the young man got potential. Last spring, he looked pretty good when the running back room was kind of low due to other running backs being injured, like Mark Fletcher was, and etc. But we're gonna see if Chris Wheatley Humphrey can add some more weight. They got him listed here on ESPN at 6 foot, 180 pounds. But I feel like after being in the weight program for a whole year and having another sprain on his belt, he may gain some size, put some weight on, and may be a threat to get some carries in this offseason and this following upcoming season. You never know. Chris Wheatley Humphrey, you have a chance to make some plays out here as a Hurricane next season. But moving on, we got a 4-star, one of the top rated running backs in the state of Florida. I want to say he was the best running back in the state of Florida. True freshman. Oh, I want to say his name. I be butchering names, man. So I want to say his name is Gerard Pringle Jr., you feel me? So if I butcher his name, I'm sorry. Don't feel me, be mad at me. Don't throw tomatoes at me. Don't hate me. You feel me? I ain't Mr. Wizard of names over here. You feel me? But I heard the young man Pringle is a good running back in the state of Florida, man. He 8th ranked running back, the 8th ranked running back in the nation, and the 17th ranked running back in the state of Florida. So we gonna see what my guy do and what he brings to the table. He will have opportunities to make some plays this spring. And I want to say all of the freshmen that we signed in this year's high school recruiting class, I want to say everybody's there but the young man Bryce Fitzgerald, because I think he go to one of those high schools where they don't allow you to leave early or graduate early of that nature. So we waiting on him. I want to say he'll be here in the fall, but he's a defensive player, so we on offense right now. We'll talk about defense another day. We're gonna move on, man. Talk about these wide receivers now. The thing about the wide receivers, it's a lot of question marks in this room, in this area. And I feel like Coach Mario Cristobal, he may go into the portal and get a wide receiver or two. I don't know how much I feel about the CJ Daniels, the wide receiver from LSU, only because, we getting them, he already hurt. There's a few players that we getting that's already hurt. But some of the other ones, they had good production in the past season, that just passed by the 2024 football season. But CJ Daniels, he didn't have that good of a season at LSU. But when he was at Liberty the year prior, he was balling, he was doing his thing. But Liberty, the competition that Liberty went against compared to the competition that LSU went against, I don't know. Or you never know, maybe LSU didn't use him effectively because, hey, LSU had some dogs over there at wide receiver too. I can't deny that. You feel me? So we have to see what CJ Daniels is gonna bring to the table in the fall. But once the fall get here, maybe they add a few more wide receivers. But let's talk about the wide receivers we will see and possibly hear about this spring camp. My boy Joshua Trader, however you want to say his name, didn't get much playing time last year, but did play 5 games. I want to say the 5th game was the bowl game, so it shouldn't count against his red shirt, so he should be able to keep his red shirt this season. But he had 6 receptions on the year, 91 yards, 1 touchdown, 15.2 yards per carry. Had the 1 touchdown in the bowl game. Made a nice play out there, and the young man has a lot of potential. A lot of you guys have heard of Jeremiah Smith, one of the top phenomenal wide receivers in the nation. Well, these guys went to the same high school, and these guys played alongside of each other. And Jojo Trader was not a slouch neither. He was out there getting busy doing his things, had a lot of great plays with his hands as far as making acrobatic catches. You feel me? Let's try to get that out. I'm over here drowning, but I'm gonna keep swimming. But yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to see the development of Joshua Trader, man. Jojo Trader have a chance to really make some noise. This is his opportunity to let the coaches know he deserves playing time. He ready to be out there doing big things like his dog Jeremiah Smith in Ohio State, you feel me? So I'm really ready to see what JoJo Trader do in this spring, you feel me? Really ready to hear what he do, 'cause you feel me? I ain't no tell if I'm gonna be able to go to a practice. I was able to make one last year though, which was a great opportunity, a nice opportunity. And y'all see in the intro, you feel me? My visit, that's some of the stuff I seen while I was there. Couldn't film the practice. You go in that practice room, no phone, no cameras, none of that. Only people that got them phones and cameras is people with the credentials, you feel me? I don't got no credentials yet, but hey, maybe I might get there one day, you never know. Next wide receiver we're going to talk about is Ray Joseph. This is a big year for Ray Joseph. Ray has to show the world and the rest of the Hurricane fan base that he is ready. He's ready to do big things. He's ready to turn up and take off. Because you never know what the young man has learned sitting behind one of the greatest wide receivers that ever put on a Miami Hurricane football jersey, as in Xavier Restrepo. The numbers don't lie, man. He put up some of the best numbers ever as a Hurricane wide receiver. All the greats that's been here, Michael Irvin, Reggie Wayne, Leonard Hakerson, you name it. Santana Moss, we had some of the greatest that come through here. And Xavier Restrepo was one of the ones that put up the most numbers. So, sitting behind a phenomenal player like that, we just have to see if Ray Joseph learn anything from being around all that greatness. Maybe, hey, he might not be ready yet, but we shall see. I believe in the young man. I feel like he got a lot of potential, because watching this tape when he was coming out of high school, he looked very, very explosive, and I would like to see him get back to that. Because what I will say, I can tell, he's working on his body, he's getting bigger. He looked way bigger from when he was a freshman till he was a sophomore. So he's going to have another season, another spring to get his body right, go out there and show the coaches that you deserve playing time. So I'm looking forward for Ray Joseph to do his thing. On the season last year, he had 6 receptions, 74 receiving yards, and he did a lot of punt return duties, you feel me? So Ray Joseph, go out there and do what it do, man. And we got another young guy from last year, was a freshman, Nye Carr. Nye Carr didn't get much playing time, so he gonna have to make some noise out there. I wonder if he was able to put a little weight on him, because ESPN got him listed at 175. So we shall see. Hopefully, I can't think of the strength and conditioning coach name right now. I usually have his name, but I can't think of his name right now. Maybe it'll come to me. My old lady always talk about his mustache, because she just find it so hilarious. Then we got another youngster that I feel like has a lot of potential and has a chance to make some plays in this spring and get his name called. And people yelling his name. He was a freshman last year, Chance Robinson. Didn't get much playing time. I heard he was battling injuries in them country, you feel me? So bear with me, you feel me? I'm gonna say some of these words, country is all I know, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, man, one thing about Chance Robinson, what I will say, I like the size of this young man. The young man came into the college program basically with a college-built body, so he was ready physically, but got dinged up, and I want to say last year, probably in one of the practices, you feel me? I don't know much. Coach Mario keep that thing locked and sealed when it comes to letting injuries leak and stuff like that. But hopefully Chance Robinson get a chance to go out there and make some noise, make some plays, you feel me, and show the coaches that he deserves to play. Now, everybody I name, I ain't gonna be able to get the chance to put in that work, because you never know, some of these guys might decide to leave. And now we got a freshman that a lot of people have been talking about. Freshman Joshua Moore, 4-star freshman, out of West Broward, you feel me? Pine Brook Pines, you feel me? I'm messing up the name like crazy. But yeah, 4-star freshman, very athletic, got a lot of size, 6'4", 205 pounds, man. That's like a 5-star. He got 5-star size. Now the talent, we gotta see it, you feel me? Now he was making big plays in high school. If you go look at his high school highlights, feel me, he mossing people, jumping over people, making a lot of contested catches, doing what it do, and you feel me, showing his size. He know how to use it, basically what I'm trying to say. So we're gonna see how Joshua Moore looked in the spring camp, or let's hear what we're gonna hear about him. I'm looking forward to hearing some good things about him, because I already heard a few good things about him. They say he making noise out there in the conditioning program. So we're gonna see what it do, man. Then We got the young man Malachi Tony that I feel like is really gonna push Ray Joseph for that slot receiver position. Malachi Tony, this young man is a dog, and the way he plays, if you look at his highlight film out of high school, the young man played with a lot of confidence, man. The young man is a baller, and if you get him the rock, he gonna know what to do with it. It don't matter if he playing quarterback, wide receiver, whatever. Malachi Tony is a true dog. They got him listed as a 3-star, but I feel like that's only because he reclassified. But 24/7 Sports composite him as a 4-star, so wait. Stars really don't matter. The only thing that really matters to me is what you do out there when you get on that college field. But aside to Malachi Tony, I'm looking forward to seeing him and hearing about him in this spring also. And then we got the young man Dylan Upshaw. He's a wide receiver from Alabama. He recently, when they did the new rankings, they boosted him up to a 4-star. He was a 3-star. So I don't know much about the young man. Looking forward to, seeing if I can see him in the spring, see if he can, pop off the tape, make some plays. But hey, he may be one of those developmental pieces, because I ain't gonna lie. The guys that came in, the class that came in before this class, there's some dogs there too. And I know them boys hungry for the playing time. So we gonna see. And now we're going to move on to the tight end position. Now this young man, Elijah Lofton, me personally, before I talk much about him being a tight end position, I personally feel like they should have him taking snaps at running back this season. He got a big body. ESPN got him listed at 6'3", 230, but I seen him in person. I personally think the young man 6'1", 6'2" at best, but he might be 6'1". So I really would use him in the backfield, man, and let him be a versatile weapon. Let him catch out the backfield, let him run that thing out the backfield, let him go in motion out the backfield, because he is a weapon. You can use him in many ways, and I feel like that will be the position for him, being a running back. I don't know how exactly fast that Elijah Lofton is, but he probably got a little speed, because I seen him go on the fly. You feel me? Catch that thing from Emmy Williams when they played Ball State. Now, Ball State ain't really nobody, but hey, he got a good amount of playing time. Got 9 receptions on the year, 150 yards, and 1 touchdown. But this guy is a versatile piece, got a lot of skill. I like how he ran the rock when they did that fake punt in the bowl game. It shows a lot of potential. It shows how versatile he is. The man can catch, he can run the ball. So, Hurricanes, let's try to get this young man in the backfield. Let's have a 3-headed monster in Mark Fletcher, Jordan Loud, and Elijah Lofton. You feel me? Let them guys eat. Let them guys run over people, do what it do, and have a ball. Let's run this thing all over the yard. You feel me? Next guy we're going to talk about is Jackson Carver. He was a freshman last year, and I don't know if he's going to fall behind in the depth chart. I've been hearing this guy is a developmental piece, but you never know. He might break out this spring and make some noise for himself and try to force for some playing time. Try to let the coaches know, hey, I'm here too. And he got good size, 6'6". He may be way more than 220 at this point, but I'm not sure. I ain't been getting no weight cards or nothing like that from these young men. But I'm just assuming he's over 220 at this point because he had a year or more in the program. And we got true freshman Brock Schott. Brock Schott, 4-star tight end. I've been hearing a lot about this young man here. I hear he's very athletic, got a lot of athleticism, can do a little bit of everything, but he's more so of your true receiving tight end. Which is not saying that he can't block. You never know, because I'm pretty sure they're going to coach these guys up and get them able to be true, complete tight ends at the best of their abilities to do. But I've been hearing a lot of positive things about Brock Schott. He's one of the top tight ends that we got in this recruiting class. Also with the young man, Luka Gilbert. Luka Gilbert, I like the size, man. 6'7", 233 pounds, 4-star tight end. We got 2 tight ends that, hey, I'm liking. I'm liking the Brock Schott, and I'm liking the Luka Gilbert. So, if these 2 young men could really make something happen in the spring and make some noise in the spring, I wouldn't mind that neither. I feel like the competition is going to be fierce this offseason, in this spring camp. And I ain't mad at that. That's what we need to get back at. We need to be out here competing, out here going at each other next, trying to give it everything we got out there when we be on Green Tree. So when the game day come, everything is easy peasy, beautiful cover girl. And they ain't giving me no money to say that. I don't even know why I said it. But next person we're going to talk about, a young man that we got out of the transfer portal from Tulane, Alex Bayou, man. This young man, I'm not mad at the pickup. He's pretty much a red zone threat. And I know Carson Beck, he likes to use his tight end. Last season, he had 20 receptions, 212 receiving yards, and 7 receiving TDs. The year before that, he had 35 receptions, 286 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns, and he also got a little action his freshman year. So this is a true veteran, a guy that knows a lot of football, seen a lot of football. Even though he coming from a G5 school, I don't think that's going to be a big factor, you feel me? I feel like he's going to get his opportunities here at the University of Miami, just for the simple fact he got a quarterback that loves to target his tight ends. And Carson Beck, we got a lot of tight ends for you, as we can see. A lot of guys with size, different skill sets that they bring to the table that can do wonders in this Shannon Dawson's offense. And now we're going to get to the big boys, man. Now, I'm not an expertise on the offensive line, but I know one thing: Coach Mario Cristobal and Coach Mirabal have been doing a hell of a job with his offensive line. Because before they got here, man, I used to be embarrassed about my offensive line. I ain't nothing but 5'11", almost 6 foot, and I'm walking around used to be taller than some of my offensive line. Pitiful in Division I football. But now we got guys like Markel Bell, 6'9", 340 pounds, and I ain't gonna say I was glad, but it was a good thing that he had got an opportunity to play last season, feel me? Because now we know we got something to replace, well, not necessarily replace Jalen Rivers, because Jalen Rivers was a hell of a football player. I remember when he was getting recruited, when he first got to the U, and a lot of people was raving about him when he was a freshman, saying that he was going to be an interesting player, a good player, and that damn show what he became. He became a phenomenal offensive lineman. So if we can get anything of that nature from Markel Bell, we're going to be set. Because he, first couple of games he started, he was looking kind of iffy, but as the game slowed down for him, he was looking like one hell of an offensive tackle. So we're going to see if Markel Bell can hold it down this season and make it do what it do. But the next man I'm finna talk about, Arnez Cooper. This young man here, let me take a sip of water. Arnez Cooper is one of the true and prime examples of Mario Cristobal and Coach Mirabal developing offensive linemen. Arnez Cooper came in as a freshman. I want to say it was the 2022 class, and this young man was nearly 450 pounds. And now he has completely transformed his body and is one of the best guards in the conference, if I can honestly say that. He is now 6'6", 350 pounds. He damn near lost 100 pounds. He's put all the work in, all the effort in, and became a hell of an offensive guard. I love to see that right side. Him and Francis Malinois been holding it down on that right side and been doing what it do. Can't wait to see those guys maul some people and push some people out the club this offseason and this spring. And then I want to talk about Nino freaking Lavella. If I pronounce that right, you know I'm gonna butcher these names. I want to say this young man plays center, but you know, with our offensive line, we putting everybody everywhere. Maybe he have a chance to push for some playing time in this offseason and this spring, but you got a lot of competition to work with, my boy Nino. So we gonna see what you do, and we gonna see if you can be able to make a push in this spring camp. And then we got the Giants. The well, what is the big show? Tommy Kinsler, 6'6". Some people say he's 6'7". Some people say he's 6'8". 340-pound offensive lineman. I've been hearing a lot about this young man too. Maybe he can finally push for some playing time. You never know with the offensive lineman. You never know if they might take 4 years to develop, 3 years to develop. They might come in day one like Francis Maldonado and just be all world. But for the most part, sometimes they just need some more tweaks to their game for them to be out there and be ready to get out on the field. So we're going to see if Tommy Kinsley be able to push for some playing time this offseason. And I've been mentioning his name all through the time while I've been talking about offensive lineman. Francis Maldonado, a potential first round pick if he keep up playing the way he's been playing. Listen, if he's pulling, you better get out the way. But Francis Maldonado, one of the 5-star, I want to say he was the top recruit in his recruiting class in the year prior. So Francis Maldonado, what a pickup. Love to see it. Love the way Coach Mario Cristobal, Coach Mirabal got this offensive line. I can't say it enough, man. If you don't got an offensive line, if you don't have a defensive line, you have no football team at all, buddy. I'm trying to tell you. And let's see, moving on, Matthew McCoy. Matthew McCoy has gotten a lot of playing time. And he's one of those pieces where if somebody go down, he's the first man up. And he also got to start next side of Markel Bell this season. And, you know, he played pretty well. I like the play that I see from Matthew McCoy. So we're going to see how he looking this spring, see if he gotten bigger, better, see if he's developing even more. And Samson Oakland Nola, if I said it right, Pancake Huncho, that's the nickname I'm gonna go with. Pancake Huncho, I ain't gonna say the young man been underwhelming, but he was a 5-star and he was coming from one of those areas where the competition wasn't really that good. So he really ain't have a chance to go up against guys of this nature. So last year, his freshman year, they say he was struggling with the speed a little bit. But we're going to see if Francis Maldonado, if Pancake Huncho, Samson Oakland Nola, say his name right, see how his development look in this spring camp. See if he's getting better. See if he's making a push to get some playing time this season. Never know. If we could have an 8-man rotation on our offensive line, that'd be beautiful. Let's just be honest. That'd be beautiful. And we're going to talk about a young man was a freshman last year. He's going to have, more than likely, they redshirted him. Derek Plass came out of Jacksonville, Florida, 6'4", 275. I feel like he still got some time to work on his game. They're going to, develop and fine-tune him. I want to say put some more size on him. Maybe he has gotten bigger. We shall see this spring. I'm interested to see the development in this young man because he played pretty good up there Jacksonville, Florida. I can't think of the school name, but they got similar colors to the Hurricanes, if that mean anything to y'all, you feel me? And we also finna talk about Ryan Rodriguez. This is one young man, he got hurt in the Florida game last season, and I want to say he missed the majority of the year. But he surprised a lot of people because he was one of the young men that walked out there as a starter, a starting guard, and he was doing his thing when he was out there on the field. So I'm looking forward to see if Ryan Rodriguez can, keep working on that momentum that he brought when he did play in the Florida game. Feel me? He shocked me. I didn't think he was gonna be able to do it because when I seen him the year prior to us, to last year, it was no bueno. It wasn't looking good for me. It was no good for me at all. But he showed some promise the time that I did see him play in the Florida game. And we're gonna talk about freshman, highly rated freshman guard out of the Las Vegas area, out of Bishop Gorman High School. I ain't finna say his first name, so I might butcher his last name too, but I'm gonna try. S.J. Aflatua, if I said the young man name right. He's a highly touted offensive guard, maybe plays center, I don't know, but when I watch this tape, the young man moving people off the ball. He's getting to the second level of the defense, and he's moving people out the way. He's a very physical young man. He's ready to play, and I'm looking forward to see what he do in this spring camp also. And we got another freshman, Max Buchanan. This is probably a developmental piece. Probably won't get much playing time at all this season. Maybe in the Bethune-Cookman game, we might see him. It's a possibility, but it's probably a developmental piece. A 3-star recruit, I want to say. I don't know what a Cree star is, but another 3-star recruit, Jaden Wilkerson, 6'6", 330. I love the size, from the Orlando, Florida area. Another developmental piece. Hopefully, hopefully. I know Coach Mario Cristobal, Coach Mirabal gonna get these guys in shape, get them guys developed and ready to play in years to come. And one of the last freshmen I want to say, another 3-star from the Orlando area, Demetrius Campbell. Another developmental piece, but like I said about the last young man, Wilkerson, the Campbell young man got a lot of size, 6'6", 300 pounds. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be able to put some more good weight on them. And last but not least, the transfer portal center that we got from TCU, James Brockermeyer, got a lot of experience, a lot of playing time, has seen a lot of football. I like that about him. As of lately, we have struck gold with Matt Lee. We struck gold with my boy Zach Carpenter. You feel me? He played pretty good for us. So we're gonna see if Brockermeyer, can do the same thing. I've been hearing James Brockermeyer may be a better player than Zach Carpenter. So we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see how these guys look in the spring. So that's the offense. That's what we're gonna talk about right now. I mean, that's what we're gonna talk about for today. Is the offense. My next video gonna be about the defense. I'm gonna talk about my defensive players, you feel me? And I would, mention the coaches. Shout out to Coach Damian Lewis, man. Shout out to him. Got the job. I feel like he is gonna have our defensive line on point. If anybody I'm excited for Coach D. Lou. Shout out to Coach D. Lou. Welcome to the U. I don't know what's going on with the rest of our coaching staff. I don't know if we still gonna have Coach Kevin Beard. I've been hearing he hasn't had a contract. I can't get mad at him if they don't re-sign the man and give him that money. The man got to do what he got to do. But I would like to keep Coach Kevin Beard because I feel like he's a very good recruiter and he develops our wide receivers. That was one of the best positions that we had last year. All our wide receivers were productive. Xavier Strepo, Jacoby George, Sam Brown, you name it. Our wide receivers, they was catching more, they was doing their part, and they was handling business. Everybody was productive last year. And then I've been hearing Coach Will Harris, who we recently supposedly have got from the Florida Gators. I've been hearing NFL rumors with him. I don't know about that, so I probably will talk about the coaches for sure when we go into the fall camp. And I feel like, hey, the lookout is clear. It might be safe to talk about a coach on the Miami Hurricane staff. But until then, you feel me? Like, share, subscribe. It's all about the you. Feel me? Go Canes, baby. And we're going to talk about that defense when I come back. You feel me? Deuces, baby.